Today we're going to wash this car. We're going to have it detailed by Tony, and you're going to meet Tony in a second. I just want to show you the condition of the car. There's a little ding right there where a pallet hit it in the garage. And some dirt. And a soft top. Condition. We'll look inside for a second. It's not too bad. This is a 2004 996. Tony, why don't you tell us what you're going to do today?
Well, we're going to start by cleaning the wheels and the tires. We'll do the barrels. We'll spray a little wheel cleaner on it. You'll see the grime start to come off on its own. Yeah. We'll scrub the tires. If you look at the tires, you can see a little browning, which a lot of that is as a result of when tire companies make tires, they put them in a mold and they keep a preservative in there to keep mold from going on the tires, waiting for sale and transport, etc. So by scrubbing the tires, spraying it with a tire cleaner, we can get some of that brown off, and then depending on your choice of preference, we can do a matte finish or a shiny finish by the time we're done on the tire dressing.
Whatever you think is classier.
It's personal preference. I like somewhere in between. I think shiny can be too shiny, but I think matte looks unremarkable. So somewhere in between. Mine's got probably a little week to 10 days on my tires now. So started as a little over shiny. Now I think they're right about where I like them.
Yeah,
so where they
nice.
just look clean.
Like the president's car. So what are the chemicals you're using today?
I use a mixture of a few different companies. Some of the stuff I use is from Adams Polishes. I also use stuff by a company called P&S. All my microfiber towels come from the Rag Company. Just kind of a plethora of stuff depending on the treatment of the vehicle. So we use a pressure washer. Pressure washer gets a bad rap that it's unsafe for vehicles, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Based on the orifices coming out of the pressure washer, if I can put my hand in front of the pressure washer stream and it doesn't rip the skin off my hand, it's perfectly safe for any part of the vehicle.
All right.
So
we'll see if it's safe for a Porsche.
It is safe for a Porsche. It is safe for a Lamborghini. It is safe for...
Oh, this is going to be the best part of it. Oh, good job.
Well, let's start with a rinse first. All this junk to make its way onto the paint.
Right. Interesting that you do the wheels first.
I do the wheels first for a couple of reasons. One being, I don't want any of the overspray as I'm rinsing to work its way onto a clean paint surface. Secondly, I hate doing wheels, so I get it out of the way and I don't have to worry about it. One could argue that that's the most important part.
Really?
Is, it's kind of like when you struggled doing homework when you were a kid at school. Do the hard stuff first and makes the rest of the homework go by faster.
And you don't wear gloves when you do it?
I should, but I don't. I will probably.
So that's somebody's makeup.
Was.
So you're not going to use it again now?
No, this is
makeup brush to get in there.
This has been retired to the garage.
So
I mean, they sell like boar's hair detailing brushes for vehicles, but
that's just a floor brush.
This is just a stiff bristle brush to clean the tires. I wouldn't put this anywhere near the paint.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a stiff bristle brush. So we finished up the wheels, rinsed off the vehicle, and blasted it with a foam cannon. Used a little bit of Adam's Car Shampoo, which has a neutral pH, which means it's not going to introduce any acidic or basic values into the paint. Because it's only, I would say, barely 50 degrees at this point.
Yep.
I did fill my buckets with warm water to save myself the agony.
That's a good idea.
Otherwise, that would have been probably miserable. And then I used very light pressure and let the soap that's actually been dwelling on the vehicle now for a couple of minutes to do the work. But as you can see, all that grime you pick up when you flip your sponge. That's why I use a 2-bucket method. If I had a paved driveway, I'd put these babies on wheels and wheel them around with me, so which would make things easier. But since even if I had them on wheels, it wouldn't really do me any good because of the gravel. I just pick them up and tote them. Think of the ends of a microfiber towel, kind of like the end of a shoelace. And you know that wax?
The aglet.
Yes, is that what it's called?
Yep, that's the cellophane end of the shoelace.
Okay. So imagine you've got this nice, plush, super soft microfiber towel, and then you put it in the dryer on normal heat, and that normal heat's going to get you above 140 degrees. Well, those little microscopic ends of that towel are now going to look like the end of a shoelace. So when you go over your car with it, you're going to scratch the shit out of it.
That's why you have to use the gentle cycle, low heat.
Yep, that's exactly what I do. I either use low heat or no heat for about 5-10 minutes, and then I'll hang dry the rest of the time. Because I know if I'm going to come out here and do cars, I'm going to come out here and probably do both Whitney's and mine.
Yep.
So I'm good for the week. So they've got plenty of time to dry, which is why they're always on hangers.
Huh. So you got your system down by now.
Yeah, there's a few things that I would do, like if I were correcting the paint and putting a polisher on it.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things I would do to prepare the paint for like a wax or a ceramic coating or something like that. Because the single biggest flaw when you go to your final step, whatever it be, like a wax, a coating, or something like that, is not preparing the paint. So you got to correct the paint, prep the paint, because every time you use a polish, it leaves, even though it's doing a great job, you know, it's leaving behind residue. So you use a solution of isopropyl alcohol, or IPA, to kind of remove that residue. And just kind of run your hand over the surface of the vehicle. And although it looks super clean, see if you notice what I notice.
Oh, I can feel little bumps there.
Right.
1,000 little bumps that I
Right.
feel like.
Those are imperfections
Right.
in the paint.
All right.
Or contaminants, as some people say. So what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of lubricant on here.
Surgy lube.
This is actually a product called O&R, which is I can use as a rinseless wash. And this is kind of the same type of mechanism that a clay bar is. It's kind of a clay sponge.
Is it called a clay sponge? Just a fine sponge.
I do have actual clay bars, but
Right.
kind of. This is nice because if I drop a clay bar on the ground, it's toast, much like that sponge.
Yeah.
If I drop this on the ground, I can wash it off and bring it back. Just wipe it over it with a microfiber towel. I mean, I can just feel a difference wiping. So, I mean, now it'll feel better. You might still feel some of the scratches in the clear coat, but you can notice the difference.
Wow, yeah, I feel it between. I feel a couple little scratches, but boy, it's so smooth. Yeah.
So that's, and what that's doing, you can't really see them, but it's taking the decontaminants and the different particles that are embedded in the clear coat out.
Cool.
And you can do it on glass, you can do it on headlights, you can do it everywhere.
What kind of performance advantage do you think I'll see after that?
I would say it will increase your motor output by 1,000 horsepower.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I think that's just minimum.
Right.
And then your wife will you'll get out of the car,
Yeah.
and it'll be like Tawny Katane on a Jaguar in the 80s rock video. S makes this product called Bead Maker, and it's amazing. It actually...
Is it a liquid wax or?
No, I'd call it more of a sealant than a wax. And it will seal and protect the paint, but what it does, you know, when you've got a raw surface, it actually cross-links with the clear coat itself, so it chemically bonds with the clear coat, giving you more protection. Now, being a daily driver, you might see 1 to maybe 3 months of protection, depending on, you know, the other variables like weather, if the car's parked outside, etc., etc. So, you know, little things like that will influence results, but there's always 8 sides of a towel to use, or more. But you can also see, even though there's still some imperfections in the paint, just the gloss is a deeper black. And
did you see this scratch over here by the wheel well? This white one?
yeah, I saw that.
That is right into the fiber, don't you think?
That looks like...
Thick. I thought it was something to rub off, but it's in there.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I didn't know if in
Scrape
fact
or
it
something.
was a scrape or if it was a paint.
A
You know,
tire
it doesn't
shop.
seem to want to sling dirt as easily.
Mhm.
And a little bit.
All these products are from the same company.
A lot of them are from the same company, but there's a lot of companies that I will probably try out. Optimum makes a product that will give you kind of the same look, or, you know, depending on how you apply it, either the same look, or you can go with that matte finish or whatever you want based on your application. And probably will give you 6 months of protection, to where in essence all you're going to have to do is maybe hose it off.
Product calls.
It's just a vinyl rubber and trim cleaner. So it'll freshen it up, darken it up.
Yeah. But at some point, it's like too oxidized, and that doesn't.
Yeah,
do
then
the
you
trick.
can get a restorer. I mean, that, you know, half the reason why I researched this product was because if you look at my car, it's got a black trim around it, around the whole car. So if I can find something to protect it and keep that oxidation process to a minimum, then I won't have to go to the restoration side sooner than I have to or need to. But it does great on the interior also.
So this is the clay bar lubricant.
Yes, it's called O&R. You dilute it 256 parts to 1, or maybe a little heavier. So that event essentially ends up to being about 1 ounce per 2 gallons. If you want to use it as a lubricant, you use it as a little heavier, you know, maybe not quite double, but you can up the dilution if you want to use it as a rinseless wash, meaning you don't want to go through the whole wash process, but you still want to, you know, wash your car. Then it's 256 parts to 1. Makes me laugh. I didn't realize our Harris Teeter had trivia night.
So here we are at the completion portion, and you can see that the car is markedly improved in its appearance. For it, this is a 2004 vehicle. Most often garaged, not always. Looks great. Any final thoughts, Tony? Words of advice?
No words of advice. Just what's important to me isn't what I think of it, it's what you think of it. It's your vehicle. You trusted me to do, and I just want to make sure I do right by you.
Well, what if someone else wants you to do their car? What should they do?
If they're friends of yours, have them contact you, and then we'll figure it out.
Good. So if you're living in Southern Pines or Pinehurst, and you want Tony to do your car, he is available. Not bad. Very nice. Thanks, Tony.